dudes, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. My name is Leja, you can call me Lay, and you can tell from the title, we are preparing to go back to school. For some of you this may be early, but I mean it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're just going to prepare. Like, I even checked if it was socially acceptable for me to be talking about back to school time, because I know for some people they just ended, but for college students like myself, and usually I think schools down south, I think we all usually end in May. Other schools I know ends like June, July, so there is that. But even so, you'll be prepared. And that is why I just want to jump right into the video with 8 different ways to prepare for school and how to do it and why to do it. Okay, cool. Now let's just jump in. So I have here a notebook with me because I listed out ways that these are just notes and points to help me throughout the video, but I listed out ways to prepare for your back to school year. So the first thing I put on this list is to wait for your school to tell you what you're doing in the fall, because in some cases school is determined that they're not going back already. Other cases they might have hybrid classes, and in the final scenario you go back completely. Now, you just don't know until your school tells you. My school personally already told me what we're doing, which is why I know I'm staying home, which means I need to prepare for being home. Just like if you're going out, you need to prepare for going out. And even if you're hybrid classes, I feel like you need to prepare more for going out. Also, if you want to see me explaining the exact plan for my school, I did an entire makeup video, like me just chatting about that and doing my makeup, and you should check that out. So anyways, so number 2, the second thing is buy for your needs. Like I was mentioning before, the whole waiting for your school determines what you need, so you need to buy for said needs. So if you are staying at home, you are going to need things like more technology, like friendly, like headphones and stuff like that, like little things like that, or maybe even like webcams, like, or even just a new computer or laptop or whatever you use maybe needs to be updated a little to support what you are learning. So you might need programs and stuff like that, whatever. On top of that, you need things for comfort, because I also feel like if you're gonna be home all the time, you need to be comfortable. So you should get things that will make your space more comfortable, like in terms of like for you to be in a place all day. I will elaborate on that on a different point, but in terms of like if you're going back or doing hybrid classes, I think you need more traditional supplies like notebooks and stuff like that, planners. Like, as someone staying home, like people staying home, I feel like need planners too, but maybe need like one 5-subject notebook, and that's really all you need unless you need more supplies. But you don't need as much supplies as you used to need if everything is online. But if you're going out, you're gonna need more supplies. And on top of that, I feel like you should get more on-the-go things, like on-the-go things for your hygiene specifically, because we're still in a very like iffy time. So honestly, if I had to go back out there, I would get things more like for the germs, like more like always have sanitizer with me, always have soap in my bag, because sometimes when you go to the bathrooms, like they don't have soap. And on top of that, I would be even scared to go into the bathrooms, but I hate public bathrooms anyways, they're evil. I said what I said, I don't trust public bathrooms, but anyways. So just prepare and for what you need. And on top of that, please don't go overboard. If you have supplies in your house and they're from last year because you overbought the year before, like please just use them instead of wasting them and spending more money on things you don't precisely need. Because I would be guilty of that. I would have stuff in my house, then get more stuff, and then I have even more stuff where I don't have space to even put said stuff. So just do yourself a favor. Buy what you need. Don't go overboard. That's it. That's the whole talk. Number 3 is to fix your sleep schedule, I would say 2 weeks in advance of when you start school. Because I feel like it takes such a long time to regulate yourself and get used to a certain pattern again. So I would honestly suggest just trying 2 weeks in advance, because some people could do 1 week. I still think I would need personally more of a time of adjustment. And on top of that, you should be doing what you usually do for school again. So if you set your alarm and that's how you wake up, then you should be setting your alarm and training yourself to wake up through alarm again. So that goes for everyone. Okay, number 4 is researching foods. So what I wrote down for this is basically I divided for people staying home versus people going out. So for people staying home, I think you should do easy meal preps and stuff like that, because if you're so busy, like I feel like being home, the hardest thing was portion control. Like you've seen the TikToks about it, you've seen a lot of things about it, about how people just kept eating and eating, or some people did the complete opposite and just didn't eat and didn't move because they were so caught up in whatever they were doing, they just didn't eat. So to balance yourself, I feel like you should do meal prepping, and that's what I personally am gonna try to do this year. I want to see if it works for me, if it will help me control my portions when I eat, and have snacks and little things already ready for me for the week. So that's what I think other stay-at-home people should do. And then for people who are going back to school, even if it's like for the first half, what you should do is look up meals that are easy to go, that are travel friendly, that last a long time, or you probably need like one of those like lunch boxes with the little ice packs if you have like something like cold. Just anything long lasting, because personally if I was going out, I wouldn't want to eat out as much. It will also save a lot of money to not eat out in the first place. So I just feel like having that and having that saved and everything would just be better. And I don't trust a lot of things at this time still. So even though at school I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like more, they're gonna be more cautious and regulate more, but like even so, that means they probably can't have as much people in the kitchen. Like I honestly don't know how it will work. So yeah. Okay, so number 5. So my suggestion for that, for number 5, right, is to schedule time to be active. Okay, hear me out on this. So I mostly wrote this with the thought of remote learning, but then thinking about it further, I felt like it can go for people who are like going out during the day and going to school and stuff like that. And here's why: because I'm not sure how many sports and activities will resume back then and back in back in the fall. So I think the best option for you would just be scheduling time to work out and exercise and stuff like that. Like as for people staying home, just wake up your normal time that you usually go to school and use that time to do something, and use it to do an activity, do it for your either physical health some days and then do for your mental health the other days. Like do something with the time you save. Because also being at home, you don't really have to, like, you have to change your clothes, but it's still like changing to comfortable clothes. Honestly, just just do what you need to. Number 6 is when I'm truly am stressing, which is research ways to help manage your anxieties. So for staying at home students, I feel like we're probably going to be similar to how our anxiety was last time, because at least for the feeling I got, a lot of people, including myself, kind of got tired of the same routine, and that was what was impacting our anxiety. Like, it was the fact of staying home and doing the same thing again and again and again. And then it seems like more work was being added on than it was previously. So it was all like an adjustment period. So I feel like it's not going to be as much as an adjustment period because we already did that. But what it will be is, I just think it would be like the feeling again of being in a rut. So you should manage ways to deal with you being in a rut and manage how to make it feel like you're not. For people going out, I picture them having more social anxiety because honestly, it's been such a long time since interactions, and then we still need to be kind of cautious because it hasn't like disappeared from where we are now. So there's that. So we definitely still have to be a lot more cautious. Yeah, being more cautious and everything. So with that being said, I just feel like you need to manage your social anxiety and how to learn how to be with other people and be comfortable and not be thinking about like what if this and what if that, you know? So that's what I feel like people going out should do. And I honestly truly believe that everyone should be looking up like ways to manage their anxiety, because mental health is like such a huge important thing to me. And I just feel like in the climate and given situations, like anxiety is going to be high and cautiousness needs to be just as high. And just take care of yourself. That's the whole advice. Take care of yourself. We have 2 more left. So number 7 is mainly for my remote learners, and that is creating your workspace. Like I said before, I was elaborating more on this because the thing about, I personally felt like that made me demotivated during the year is the fact that my room turned into my everything. It became the place where I slept, eat, worked out, did schoolwork. It just became overwhelming in a way. So having a designated workspace and not just like sitting on your bed. Please don't sit on your bed. You know you're probably going to fall asleep during class if you do that. Don't sit on your bed. Like, just set up an area where you're going to be doing only schoolwork. And I feel like that would make a lot of things better, to have an area only doing schoolwork. It'll make things like, okay, so I do this here, I do this there, and I do this here. There are different areas, which means I need different energy in set areas. And I just feel like it helps you differentiate between place I sleep and place I work, because your room or could become both if you're not fortunate enough. But I know some people do have like enough room to be able to work in their living rooms, or they have a place like a basement or something and can create their home office or whatever. But it's all determined on their own lifestyle. So just have a workspace set up. That's it. The last one goes for people who are like traveling, like not remote learning and going back to school. I feel like one thing you need to do as soon as you can is create an after school routine. Because at least for me right now, what I do when I come home from, for example, the grocery store, because I don't go anywhere further than the grocery store, and that's only if my mom drags me, so yeah. So what I think you should do, like my routine is literally when, as soon as I come in, I wash my hands, then disinfect with the Lysol spray at our door. and like we spray our clothes, we spray the bottom of our shoes, like stuff like that, and then change automatically to take a shower. So the first thing I basically do is take a shower as soon as I come from outside. And honestly, I feel like that makes sense, and I feel like many people should do that, because you don't want to sit in the clothes you wear outside for too long anyways. Because even so, before this, like especially when I came home from like dance and being on the train, like the first things I loved doing was taking a shower, because I felt so disgusting being on trains. So public transportation just makes me feel gross. But it will help to have that routine whenever you can set it up. So that is all my advice on how to prepare for back to school. And I know this seems like pretty early and everything. You're probably like, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear this. But clearly you clicked on it for a reason. And like I said before, better to be safe than sorry. And I feel like this video is more important than the hauls. As much as I love watching those, I also feel like this should be the very first video, like preparing, because then it gives you an idea like how to prepare. And I feel like hauls should come after that. At least that's what makes sense in my brain. So yeah, I just felt like I really wanted to do a video that's like an advice video. So I just hope that you found this very useful. And yeah, that's all for today. Have a good day, evening, or night whenever you're watching this. And like I said, please be sure to click the like button, the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and see more from me, because I love giving advice. So yeah, until next time, bye.